Hello, and welcome back to Fitfed Feeling Good. I am Meg, your host, and this is the podcast where we talk all things fitness, food, and feeling good. Happy Wednesday. I'm so happy to have you here for this conversation. And today we're going to talk a little bit about each of our categories: fitness, food, and feeling good. And really just talk about, we have 2 solid months left in 2025. So I want us to think about the fitness aspect of finishing 2025, maybe your food thoughts for 2025, and then your feeling good thoughts for 2025. So if there's any, let's say, books you wanted to read at the beginning of the year, you have 2 months to finish it. If there are any fitness goals, now is a good time to tighten those up, buckle in, and just set yourself up with some small goals to achieve that big goal of getting that done. Maybe there is some sort of recipes or maybe some special restaurants if you have been wanting to try for 2025 before we move on over into 2026. That sounds so futuristic. So we have 60 plus days to reset or recommit to some goals that maybe you were having. I know probably after the first quarter of 2025, I did a recommitment to my goals episode. I listed all of my, I guess, goals or resolutions, however you want to say them, but I listed them out and I went one by one through them and talked to you all about what I was doing. Now, we had some life events. My father passed at the beginning of 2025. And my goals were not going very well, really at all, with any of the categories: fitness, food, or that feeling good category. I have a wonderful instructor friend, and she says that she takes herself out on dates and feels that it's really important to have, good self-care, take care of yourself in that self-love kind of way, whether that is a special bath time routine, or maybe your skincare, or maybe reading a magazine in just a quiet room, or maybe you have a favorite chair that you liked it in. Whatever it is, fitness, food, and feeling good. 2 months of 2025 left for you to wrap up those thoughts or goals or resolutions that maybe you had good intentions. And I'm not saying they all work out. I know I listen to many productivity podcasts, and they say there's a lot of times that they had a good intention with a goal or a resolution, and you know what? Nope, it didn't work. Maybe they totally scrap it or they push it over to the next year. And it's a good time to either change them, revise them so they make sense to you, or maybe it's time to just scrap it all together and think of something that you would feel more beneficial to yourself. So this is my short and sweet episode for this week. It's just about those last 2 months of the year. What are we going to do in the realm of fitness, food, or feeling good? And of course, maybe your categories are even bigger. Maybe you have money in there. Maybe you have community or friendships or family members. I'm kind of wrapping that up into feeling good. But my fitness, I definitely want to maintain quality number of steps. I know there is that 10,000 step idea floating around that's a magical number. Now, I think it is a goal, and I think a lot of people just want to achieve that. So whether your goal is 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, whatever it is, I think it's good to have a number in your mind so that if you do look down at your step counter or your watch, if it keeps track, whatever kind of step tracker you have, if your goal was 2,000 steps and you have 1,998, that's going to motivate you to just take those 2 extra steps before you crawl into bed. And then for food, maybe it is, gosh, I wanted to strive for 5, 5 fruits or vegetables a day, or maybe you want to just have a fruit or a vegetable. And so now is a time to go back and decide if that's really what you would like to do, or maybe make some modifications to that. And then feeling good, maybe you haven't really been giving yourself some self-love or self-care. And this would be a good time to think, what could I do just to give myself a little pat on the back, cheer myself on, keep it going. And I just wanted to remind everyone you still have time in 2025 to get those done. And you still, yeah, I mean, that's a lot of time in 2025. So don't scrap your goals or your resolutions, because there is some time that you could maybe recommit or modify or adjust and still feel good once we get to the end. Speaking of the end, I am thinking about what planner I'm going to get for 2026. That's always an exciting time of the year. If you have any suggestions for planners, let me know. I do like a daily planner with the almost appointment style list where you can write in, your 6 a.m., 7 a.m., what you have going on, or maybe a bullet list. So excited to get that. But I hope this week leaves you feeling fit, fed, feeling good. And as always, thank you so much for joining in this conversation. And just a reminder, this is entertainment. I am not a doctor or a counselor. This is entertainment only. Thanks so much.